Do you have ADHD and you know the healthy things like cooking, cleaning your home, and working out are important, but they're the most boring things in the world and they completely drain the life out of you? And everybody says that I should do them, but I don't want to do them because they're suck and they're dumb and I just don't wanna! Well, while this isn't the only video to watch, I have some awesome tips for you to understand what your brain is going through, what makes these tasks so boring, and how to plan your life around creating the freedom and enjoyment on tasks that kind of made you want to jump face first off the Eiffel Tower into a thumbtack, then do. For those that are new here, my name's Matt. I'm an educator and keynote speaker just trying to teach people the whys and hows of their wonderful brains. Now, without further ado, welcome to ADHD and Getting Stuff Done. Let's talk about it. First part, what your brain is going through. People with ADHD have what's known as a stimulation-based brain. Now, what that means, simply put, is that we have a brain that is in a consistent state of stimulation. While I will get to the negative side in just a second, I do feel compelled to tell you that since our brains are always in that state, we actually have certain advantages that other people literally don't have in their lives. Certain advantages like thinking/understanding at a faster speed than most people. This helps us explain, communicate, and deal with highly stressful situations in a different way than most. Number two, the ability to hyperfocus. This helps us deep dive into topics and learn about them at a different level than most. Number three, a heightened ability for pattern recognition. This makes us awesome problem solvers. And a higher relational sensitivity. This means that we feel emotions in a very empathetic way, making us very great partners and friends. Now, the problem with having a brain in a consistent state of stimulation is that we have a hard time focusing on what is not stimulating. Just gonna point this out, if you have a hard time understanding stimulating activities, check out my stimulation guide in the description down below. Now, to give you an example that so many of us can relate to, this is why when we were in school and we were trying to focus on the boring old math test that we have and everything was going okay, and then all of a sudden, squirrel! There's a little squirrel just eating a nut right outside of your window and you can't help but pay attention to it. That's because what's going on in our brain is that we just have a simple piece of paper in front of us. And it is not stimulating enough to us individually, and it's making us think about something that we are likely not enjoying. But then, here comes along a happy bubbly squirrel with sporadic movements, a funny looking little smooshy face, and possibly the most important thing of all, we shouldn't be looking at it. Now, whether it's the naughtiness of paying attention to something that you're not supposed to, looking at something cute and adorable, or looking at an animal with unique movement styles, there is one thing that all of these have in common. It's stimulating. And your brain, especially when understimulated, will very likely float towards whatever is stimulating you in that room. Second part, what makes these tasks so boring? This is an interesting topic with a ton of angles, but I think you'll all understand this subject in a very interesting way by the time I'm done. So we all know that healthy stuff is healthy, and they have great benefits, and they can powerfully improve the symptomatic traits of the ADHD brain, which is totally awesome. So what gives? We should want this healthy stuff in our lives then, right? Right? Well, this is where the interesting part comes in, because based on your general interest, based on who you are as a human, the answer to this truly changes regardless of how healthy we know the task is. So here's the thing. Based on how you live your life normally, and how much stimulation you previously introduced to yourself on a daily basis, really changes around what your brain actually views as stimulating. And when it comes to tasks such as cooking, cleaning your home, and working out, there's a lot of us that tend to view these tasks in very boring ways. Personally speaking, at the time that this video was made, I've worked with over 1,400 individual people. And I will tell you that it's incredibly common in my world to see people's views of exercise being like powerlifting in the gym for the next hour and a half just so that you could be sore for the next 6 years. They view cooking healthy food like eating like a rabbit and starving. And viewing cleaning like as if it's just getting on your hands and knees and hating yourself. And when we view things in this darkness, while our stimulation-based brain tends to prioritize what is excitingly in the light, then it's no wonder that these incredibly important activities towards your mental and physical well-being are nearly impossible to keep up with. Final point, how to plan your life around creating the enjoyment in these tasks. Now, to answer this question, we need to first understand the two different angles on how the brain creates dopamine, which, as we all should know, is our motivational neurotransmitter. The first way is through reward. Anything done, no matter how big or small, once completed, your brain says thank you by giving you a little hit of dopamine. Anecdotally speaking, this is the concept of wanting a reward, so you go out for a run, and once that run is complete, we get dopamine for the completion of that task. It is that simple. Dr. Andrew Huberman once said, it's not about the habit you complete, it's about the fact that you complete a habit that gives you the dopamine reward, and I really love that. The second way is by acquiring what's known as dopamine while in effort. This does usually require a bit of planning ahead of time. The idea is to create dopamine while doing a task, instead of waiting to complete the task to get the hit that we're looking for. To backpack on the previous anecdote, while we're on that run, let's try and do dopamine-inducing things like listening to music, running in a fun place, running with friends, competing against previous versions of you, etc. while dopamine rewards are awesome, when we are creating dopamine as a reward, your brain might start looking at things like going for a run, and it might start influencing you into thinking, I could just do something easier to get that reward. Like looking at your phone, making a microwavable snack, smoking some weed, going on a dating app for fun, leaving hate comments on the internet. The list goes on, and as we think about it more, it does tend to get darker and darker with our rougher habits. The problem with this, of course, is that going for a run was the healthy option that we wanted, but your brain, especially an ADHD brain, doesn't necessarily prioritize healthy. It does, however, prioritize what is fast and now when it comes to the dopamine. Now, while we add in little dopamine hits while in effort of that task, very simply put, makes us happy, and it makes it easier to enjoy the experience. And it makes it that we're that much more willing to do the task. Now I know what you're thinking. Okay, Matt, quit beating around the bush and get to the good stuff! I hear you. So let's talk about cooking, exercise, and cleaning. Now that we understand the dopaminergic role in all of this, let's rethink doing the boring stuff that we hate. Instead of exercise being something that we hate, like grunting, sweating, being sore, but with a healthy title behind it, let's look for a way to make this enjoyable by changing the way that we see exercise, which simply put can be known as movement but on a bigger level. Exercise can be improved by the little things like the outfits we wear, the music we listen to, the places we go, and hey, come back to me. This part's important. The exercises that we're doing. To date, we live in the most infinite world of exercise. So to say something like, I don't like to exercise is kind of relatively silly, man. If you don't like powerlifting, try yoga. If you don't like yoga, try rollerblading. If you don't like rollerblading, try virtual reality. If you don't like virtual reality, try badminton. And if you don't like badminton, try martial arts and be a freaking ninja, man. Do you understand what I'm getting at here? No matter the place we go, if we're talking about living a healthier life, then we need to enjoy ourselves and start creating that dopamine while in effort. I promise you that your motivational neurotransmitter is gonna go bonkers if you just give it something that it actually wants to be doing. Now, obviously I explained that one in the most amount of detail, but bear with me, you don't have to look at my face much longer, we're almost done. When it comes to cooking, no matter the budget, the kitchen, or the taste that we prefer, there will always be an option on how to create something that you love. And not just the dish, but the process too. Whether it's Star Wars themed cooking utensils, as always the perfect playlist, doing it in your underwear, or just by finding something that you're absolutely stoked to cook. These are all things that can spark us in the most amazing ways. But of course, the overlying theme here is that if you don't know what your favorite flavors of dopamine are yet, then the first steps to all of our journeys is to go exploring and find the one that works best for us. Now here's one last disclaimer, so pay attention. The advice in this video can be applied to literally anything in your life, and it'll absolutely change your life if you understand how our interest-based nervous systems are wired. We're talking about living a life without anxiety, a life without hating your body, and a life without feeling like everyone's against you. If you don't understand yet, then that's okay, because the only way to truly understand is to see it for yourself. But it does have to be you. And if you trust this process, you will see the world in a way that you've never thought that you were allowed to before. And you are absolutely worth the effort, no matter where you are in life. From the content creator to the viewer watching, I believe in you. And now for cleaning. It's the same Have fun, get creative, and don't let anybody tell you how to do it. A clean home is a clean home, and it doesn't matter if it's done efficiently or if it's done in a stormtrooper outfit listening to Led Zeppelin while sounding like Mickey Mouse. Please, please, please enjoy your life. Go work hard, and thank you for listening. Well, that's it for this video. If you feel at all that this video is added towards your journey through ADHD, then please give me the ultimate compliment and give me a like, comment, and subscribe for more. My goal and mission in all of this is to truly impact the world in a positive way with my unique style of educating. And it all starts with the two of us showing these social platforms that I am somebody worth listening to. Thank you so much for letting me teach you something new, and thank you even more for allowing me to be your ADHD guy. Now go cook, clean, and move, damn it, I believe in you. Do you have ADHD and you know Alright, I'm gonna try it one more time, because I gotta get loosey-goosey, baby. Loosey-goosey. And how to plan your life And how to plan your life around the And how to plan your life around creating the Freeman. You kinda wanna jump face first off. It previously kinda made you want to jump face first That previously kind of made you wanted to jump off. Dude. Cut, print, chip, tape, move it on. For those that are new here, my name is Matt. I'm an educator and... What am I? Number 3, a heightened... What? Number 3, a heightened ability for patent... And then we were doing... And how much And when we view things in this darkness, well, and it's no wonder... Where the hell was I now?